This is something that is very, very important, very, very foundation to even budget allocation. And that is why we have a lot of job for the EFCC. There are so many reasons why budget might not be utilized. If, for example, if you pay contractors based on job done and the contractor is unnecessarily slow, then there will be carryover in the money.
Okay.
Because so there is that. So any money that is not used should be carried forward to the next budget and be accounted for. It will show in your audited reports. It will show that okay, we didn't spend this money and it's in the account.
This is SOUQ Business Landscape.
The House of Representatives has proposed a constitutional amendment that would block budgetary allocations to government agencies, corporations, and commissions that fail to submit their audited financial statement to the Office of the Auditor General of the Federation. Now, the measure aims to enhance fiscal discipline and ensure compliance with accountability requirements that many ministries, departments, and agencies, MDAs, have historically disregarded. Lawmakers said the change is necessary to address persistent transparency gaps. For years, non-submission of audited reports has undermined the Auditor General's office and weakened the National Assembly's ability to review public spending. The proposed amendment would empower Parliament to enforce sanctions more effectively. I don't mean to start off shaking tables. What do you think will woke the National Assembly up to this new? I mean, SOUQ said it's already there, so why haven't we been categorically obeying the law?
Anytime is money is good money. So it's something that goes without saying. You can't give people public fund and not expect accountability. It goes without saying. Even a 2-year-old should know that. And it begs for so many questions. How do the National Assembly come up with their budget analysis if there are no audits? How do you come up with budget performance if there are no audits? So it begs for so many questions, and then you wonder, what are they really doing? Because the major function of the National Assembly is oversight. So how are you oversighting people that you don't have audited reports of the money being given to them? So we are happy we are here now. I hope they do well to pass this law as quickly as possible, even though I believe strongly that it's there and it's a normal responsibility of any public servants that is saddled with the role of responsibility. You give them funds for certain things, they have to report back to say, okay, this is what it has done. And every year they give us budget performance analysis. And I'm wondering, how do you come up with these numbers? Do you just look at us and just throw numbers to us to say, oh, the budget of 2025 performed 35%. What are the yardstick? How do you come up if you don't have audited reports? So this is something that is very, very important, very, very foundation to even budget allocation. And that is why we have a lot of job for the EFCC. Because if EFCC should be looking for things within the fine line, not, doing a whole audit. That is why they have so many cases littered all over the places. So it goes without saying, every MDA, ministry, agency should, at the end of the year or beginning of the year, submit their audited reports. And if there's any discrepancy, we get an external auditor to look through the books. I feel like that should be standard.
Yes, that's where I wanted to go. Do you think it should be more of an independent audit company or auditor? Because that would, there will be nobody who will strong arm the person or the agency. Do you think it's better we give it to an independent audit company, or better still, it's being audited by the federal government? Would there be any difference in that?
Even external auditors can be manipulated. Based on my experience as a Nigerian, I'm a trained accountant and I practice briefly after school. So I know even external auditors can be manipulated. But what I can say is that if you audit yourself internally and you submit
You could cover up something if you audit yourself.
Yeah, but if the Auditor General Office will see it, and then if there is a red flag, then you get an external person to have a second look. That's how it works. But normally, the global best practice, everybody submit their audited reports. And then it's at the point where you find a red flag, some things are not adding up. That's you get somebody else to have a second look.
Yeah. Now, also, I'd like to ask, are we truly operate, for us to be able to audit and audit thoroughly, we need to have gone to from some level of e-governance. Do you think that this is a time now to really upgrade our systems? I mean, how many ministries have computers? How many ministries are even storing data in iCloud, not just in the computer? I mean, we live in a world whereby you hear a part of a ministry was burnt. We can all remember that story. A particular ministry got burnt, this got burnt, and files were misplaced. Do you think this is the time now to make sure we close all that gap?
On the federal level and the state level, I'll say that we are digital as a country.
All ministries,
yes,
departments and agencies.
Yes. Or at the federal level.
At the federal level.
They are digital.
They are digital.
They are digital.
Good.
So only few governors still carry file, even though their state is digital. But I would like to say if there's any state that is not digital in Nigeria, maybe one or two. But mostly they are all digital. The local government are still the people in the dark age, and they've not really been doing anything, to be sincere, except for the new autonomy law of the president. They've not really been doing anything. They've just been there taking their salary. The state governors have been educating their budgets. So now we want to see them go digital, but that cannot be done without them being live, because right now about 60% of Nigerian local governments don't have
They don't even
internet.
have a website.
They don't have internet. To start, we had this conversation on this table. They don't even have internet. So, and I remember Mr. Chuk suggesting that they get somebody in the capital city to handle their digital. I don't see how that will work. They send file every day to the capital city to go online. So, yeah, we need to be digital, but we need a lot of investment to be able to do that.
Coming to you, Chuk, do you think this would help us get to that fiscal discipline we've all been clamoring for, and maybe operate a leaner government, reduce overhead spending, wasteful spending would be, removed completely?
The spending, the waste, and the corruption is not done by machine; it's done by human beings.
Okay.
So even if we go digital tomorrow, 100% or use technology to replace where humans are interfaced, the corrupt people and the corrupt minds, the corrupt tendencies, and the system that we have embraced over a long time is still going to be there. We just need to get rid of some people. That's for sure. We need to be able to checkmate and say, okay, good and fine. Put policies and laws in place and not just putting them there. Make sure that they are implemented and followed through. So there should be consequences for things. If you are in charge of a particular government, ministry, department, or agency, and you are not performing, it's not a political settlement. So let's get to that particular point whereby if you're not performing, you go. Let someone else try. So that way, we'll not look at that and say, okay, it's a 2 year.
Sorry to cut you short. You cannot remove politics from governance.
Yes, but you can the same way you cannot remove performance from failure. There are two ways.
So how do we get rid of the bad eggs?
If the person is not performing, let another person try. They gave you a list of whoever sponsored you or whoever your supporters. They gave you a long list. So if that first person on the list A is not trying, thank you. Next person on the list. It's we know it's politics, but choose the best heads. We have a government where it's the civil service that drives what's happening.
True.
Yes. So the politicians will come and now, hey, this is where I want to go. Then the machinery that drives it is the civil service, and they have to function. They have to work well. So we have to get to a place where accountability is key. We can't be looking at a budget of 54 point something trillion, and at the end of the day, we can only account for how well 30% is spent. And we'll still now look for how to budget for the next day, the next election, or the next budget cycle. Let's get to that particular point where every single ministry, agency can say, okay, good and fine, this is how much we're giving, this is our project, we're able to achieve this, we're not able to achieve this, this is what we have left, this is what we didn't get.
Talking about that, this is what we have left and this is what we... In a situation whereby, we've heard about contractors not being paid. Do you think this will take care of it? And what should be done in order to make sure that these contractors when they complete project, that is, if they complete the project, they are actually paid in full.
Now, this takes us back to that same issue of politics. A lot of state governments and those in federal government, they start contracts not having the money, which should not be in the first place. If we are getting into any infrastructure development, no matter what the project is, you should say, okay, we don't have the money now, but this is the plan of how to get the money. This is the initial money we have that we can give you upfront. Then over this time, we are looking at getting this money, be there for federal government or from this particular revenue, but it is in the budget. Let us not start contracts that we did not budget for in the year. Or try to settle someone, okay, good and fine, no one will construct one road from Amba to Benin KB because of APC or because of PDP or ADC that came and supported us. No.
This contract
is not in the budget initially and budgeted for. Don't do it. We see that happening a whole lot. So every single contract, infrastructure that was added in the year's budget, and we are looking forward to getting monies for that particular budget.
Yes.
Good and fine. Now, if we can't get those particular monies and those contracts have been started, we can now continue and move into the next year, but not start new ones.
Okay.
That way, we finish whatever infrastructure project that we are on before we embark on the next one, and don't owe contractors. And if anybody says, okay, I will do it, then the person should go and source the fund himself.
Coming to you, Mokhtar, finally, what do you think should be done to some of these ministries that owe contractors, and what do you think should be the proper sanction if a budget is being released or an amount is being allocated to a ministry and it was not utilized?
So there are so many reasons why budget might not be utilized. If, for example, if you pay contractors based on job done and the contractor is unnecessarily slow, then there will be carryover in the money.
Okay.
So there's that. So any money that is not used should be carried forward to the next budget and be accounted for. It will show in your audited report. It will show that, okay, we didn't spend this money and it's in the account, and it can be verified. And I lost you for the second question.
What do you think is the proper sanction? Or contractors being owed, how do we?
When contractors being owed, we need to empower our judiciary. All of these things has been provided for in our laws. We just need the laws to, be fully implemented and work for us as a people. So contractors can go to the court to seek redress. So however the court wants to redress it is based on what the Constitution provides and the judge that is hearing the cases. But we have laws and everybody can be protected, and almost all scenarios are provided for in our laws. We have just decided not to use our laws as well as it should be. So I would say give more power to the judiciary, and the judge will decide according to the provision of the Constitution.
All right.
We also have this particular issue that has bedeviled us for as long as I can ever remember. We start this particular budget year, let's say 2026, and our budget is 58 trillion. Then we don't release the capital funds to the ministries or the department or the agencies until August.
Mid-year or thereabouts.
Then when we don't release the money, what happened to all the entire projects or capital or major projects they wanted to do all year round? So what did that do? That they now start to spend what they can't spend. Then what they can't spend, and we don't even give them the monies that they ask for. It's just more of envelope disbursement.
I would like to even add that we just got to the era where we are doing a January to December budget. In previous years, we don't even pass budget until like first quarter. So I believe that baby steps, we are growing.
Even this budget would start April.
So. Well, that's the good thing was that they specifically said it. We are going to try and deal with last year's
budget
spending. By April, we will start seeing the spending from this. At least they were specific.
That's the plan.
Yes.
That's the plan.